What's up, guys? Welcome back to TaylorMadeOtaku, and today we're doing the second episode of Who's Best Girl, and this time we're looking at the ungodly number of waifus in My Hero Academia. Before we start, first off, you guys for making me do this anime. This is possibly the hardest one I could have done outside of Persona 5, maybe. Anyway, to keep this video relatively short, I'm going to only do the girls in class 1A. If you want me to do a video on the rest of them, just like the video and let me know in the comments if you want to see that. I'm down to do it. If you're new here and don't know how it works, basically I go through all the waifus of a show, say a few words, give them a little letter grade, from F to S, S being the supreme waifu, the cream of the crop, and F meaning she's the worst possible choice. Now, these are my opinions, so please be gentle in the comments, and while you're down there, smash the like button. See what I did there, doing My Hero? So, anyway, tell me what grade you would give these waifus. Just so you guys know, this is going to be going in the order of the way that they're seated, 1 through 20. Which means we're going to start off at seat number 2, which is Mina Ashido, aka Pinky. Mina is cheerful and most of the time seen with a smile on her face. She's easily excited but also very emotional. She's easily brought to tears in various situations out of relief or sadness or even out of frustration. However, she is very easygoing, having no problem being completely naked in front of other people. But she doesn't like to be heaped on by little Minetta, a pervert. She's also very sociable and eager to engage in social situations, and is shown to become very upset when she is denied an opportunity to be at a gathering or event she looks forward to. I like Mina. Mina's cool. One of my personal favorites. She doesn't get that much screen time, you know. But when she's on screen, she's just like. So she gets a grade of a B-. She's not the best girl, but she's a really good girl. So let's move on to the next. Next up in seat number 3 is Tsuyu Asui, aka the rainy season hero, Broppy. Now, if you're new around here, I gotta tell you, Broppy is my personal favorite waifu from this show, so she's definitely getting an A, just so you know. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Sue is a straightforward and laid-back individual who always says what's on her mind and what she thinks about others. That's one reason why I really like her. She's really honest with people. Throughout the show, she's proven to be very observant, as she was the first to note the similarities between Deku and All Might's quirk. She is noticeably calm and collected, being able to stay level-headed in stressful situations. Smart, studious. Sue is known for having great judgment and is rarely moved by emotion. She might disapprove rash decisions from her classmates, but she doesn't always act against said rash. You know, she's been described as the perfect pillar of emotional support, which she is. She is fantastic. Her usual expression does consist of a vacant stare, which makes reading her thoughts and emotions difficult for those around her. However, like I said before, she'll tell you how. She has a habit of tipping her finger against her mouth while speaking or pondering, and she says ribbit as a replacement for many of her single words. And it's absolutely. Like I said before, Sue gets an A. To me, she is a prime candidate for a wife. Not exactly the cream of the crop, as they say for the S tier, but she's as close as you could possibly get. She stole my heart very early on in the show, just like Hinata did. And she's not quite on Hinata's level, but I'll be damned if I don't love him. So, enough of that. Let's move on to the next. Next up on the list in seat number 5 is someone who a lot of people, or most people, think is best girl in the show. And it's kind of hard to argue with them. We're talking about Ochaco Uraraka, aka Gravity. Now, she's basically the main heroine of the show, the one that's around Deku the most, the one she gets the most screen time, and I'd say she's well deserving of the term best girl. I can swallow my pride and admit that. I still like Stu a whole lot better, but I can understand why people like Ochaco. I can understand why they like her. I can't. She's take a deeper look. Ochaco is a very warm, bubbly, and lively person who thinks about everything positively, while still being objective enough to see flaws and virtues in something or someone, noticing their differences but respect them, as she thinks all things and beings complement each other. She's a very harmonic and empathetic in general, friendly to those she meets, and will try to help or defend anyone that previously came to her aid, especially to her dear one. However, she can be incredibly blunt without being aware of it at times. She seems very good at reading people. She broke down the rivalry between Deku and Bakugo within the first meeting of seeing how they interact. And she also saw when the calm, cool, collected my best girl Sue was upset on the inside, but she doesn't really show it that much. But she saw it. So she's extremely good at reading people's emotions, even when they don't. But the girl is silly. She's really silly. Her reactions are really, really exaggerated, and to be honest with you, they're kind of funny. She came from a humble background, so every time she sees something, cool or fancy, she often gets wide-eyed and curious, and I think her reason for wanting to be a hero comes off initially as selfish, but once you learn more about her, you go, that is just the cutest thing ever. She wants to be a hero for the money, but she only wants the money so she can support her family. Her mom and her dad, who were extremely poor growing up and tried their best raising her, which is, to me, a very, very cute quality to have, and a good drive is good. Despite how silly she is, she's not dumb. She's not stupid. She ranked 13th out of 20, which doesn't sound very good, but she is an expert. She's really, really good at coming up with strategies. She's not on Deku's level, but she's really good at coming up with strategies herself. And she's worked on hand-to-hand combat, which makes her just that much better. So, I really, really like Uraraka. The more I've seen of her, the more I've come to just actually really, really like her. So she is going to get a grade of an A. She is definitely a prime candidate for a waifu, and she's not on Sue's level to me, but she is basically, for me, Sue is 1A and she's 1B. See what I did there? Because they're in class 1A, 1A, they're both number 1. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna stop making these terrible jokes. But let's move on to the next girl. Next up in seat number 12 is Kyoka Jiro, aka the hearing hero Earphone Jack. Out of all the girls on this list, it took a while for me to warm up to Jiro, but once I did, boy, I can tell you one thing. She's another worthy waifu candidate. She's just really cool. just cool, and I really enjoy watching her on the show, watching her, period. But you know, she has a unenthusiastic and teasing personality, which she shows a lot to those who she finds irritating. You know, like Denki, because Denki's kind of stupid. She hits him with some snarky remarks, you know, here and there. But despite the fact that she comes off as cold and indifferent, she has a far more sensitive side that she doesn't like to show people. She is very defensive and empathetic towards her friends and others. She also gets kind of really flustered when people compliment her, but it's always a cute little quirk. Get it? Quirk. Whatever. This is not stop. And also a little fun fact: she is afraid of horror movies. She's afraid. That's cute. She has a major interest in music, mostly rock. She can play a bunch of different instruments, which is cool. That's cool. You know, you don't see much of that. You know, there aren't many of them. And she's really embarrassed about the things that she likes. She's cute. Her quirk is one of the cooler ones, like in the class. One of the cooler ones in the show. She has the ability to take her heartbeat and turn it into a supersonic, kind of wave to throw at people. And she can also hear things really, really well, which is cool. That can come in very, very useful and handy in a lot of different situations. As a waifu, I'll give her a B. Like I said, it took me a minute to get warmed up to her, but once I did, she's absolutely fantastic. She's one of the more underlooked waifus in the show. She's pretty underrated, but she's fantastic. So for those of you who do like Jiro, I will give you some props for having some really, really good. But let's move on to the next one. Next up in seat number 16 is Hagakure Toru, aka the stealth hero Invisible Girl. Now, she has gotten a lot of attention as being best girl, and I kind of see it, but I kind of don't see it at the same time. Get it? Because she's invisible. You can't see her, so I can't see why. Whatever. Her nickname's John Cena because you can't see her. But all jokes aside, I can see why. She's bubbly, she's cheery, she's easygoing, and nothing seems to really affect her upbeat attitude. She's just a positive person. Her room suggests that she likes plushies and other cute things, which is nice because I like plushies. She does believe in taking off her clothes a lot, which is that's just a plus no matter how you try to spin that. But she normally does it for advantage in battle because you can't see it. She's invisible. But I really like Toru, but there's nothing really inside of her character outside of being invisible. Her personality is I love her personality. I like her quirk. It's great for being a hero in a lot of regards. But as far as being best girl, I'm sorry, I have no idea what she looks like. I have no idea what she looks like. But I ain't no fool. I know she's a good girl. And she's gotta be cute. Come on. Her personality's cute. Personality's a big part of it, but looks are either. But if you can't see her, you don't know what she looks like, you gotta go off her personality. Her personality is wonderful. She's like the third happy person in this class. So I'm not gonna say she's unique, but I'm gonna say she's a good. So as for a grade, I'll give her a B+. Having that type of personality does go a long way with me personally, and clearly it does with a lot of other people. So I'll give her a B+. one of the best girls in the class. But let's move on to the final girl. Last but not least, we have Yaoyorozu Momo, aka the everything hero, Creati. In my own personal opinion, Momo is perhaps the most underrated waifu in this show. So far, from what I've seen. I haven't read the manga, but as far as being considered best girl, I've heard Asui, I've heard Ochaco, I've heard Toru, but that's about it. It stops there. No one ever mentions Momo. And to me, Momo is a very, very, very good wife. I mean, look at her. She is incredibly intelligent. She's dedicated to everything she does. She's a natural born leader. She's usually very level-headed and calm, even in like very, very dangerous situations. But from time to time, she does go into a panic. She's a fun personality. You can get her to do a bunch of ridiculous things, even though she can show that she has no interest in it. Like, she usually takes like most adverse situations in stride. Like, every time that she uses her quirk, which is a badass quirk by the way, she can create things. Like, anything that's not living, she can make it. She just has to understand it on a molecular level, which once again goes back to how smart she is. She's really smart, guy. Got a big brain. But sometimes when she's making something, her clothes get ripped off, and she just takes it in stride. She's just like, yeah, this happens all the time. I can just make some more clothes. She's, like Uraraka, like Sue, she could be blunt, but it's not out of like a place of like malice or anything. She's just like the others. She's just very, very honest, and she only wants to help her peers. She wants to help everyone. She wants to help them become great heroes, and I think that's fantastic. She's fantastic. She's also a great tutor. Now, there are a lot of people out there who are really, really smart, but they can't really tutor anybody. They can't help anyone else understand stuff. She can do that. And the best part of it is, she gets so excited when she does that she starts to get like a bouncy personality, and it's so cute. She's real cute. And in my opinion, she had one of the most underrated character development arcs that wasn't really an arc. It was like a good 2 episodes. It was 2 episodes, but it was really, really good, where she lost her confidence and then regained it back. Thanks to Shoto, aka Icy Hot, aka Baby Zuko. I like calling him Baby Zuko because he's just like Zuko, except he's young. By the way, that's my favorite OTP. Just so you know. Like I said, Momo is an underrated top tier waifu. I really believe that. So I'm going to give her an A. I'm going to give her an A. She's right up there with Sue and Uraraka in my eye. I love all 3 of them. Sue the most, then probably Momo, then Uraraka. 1A, 1B, 1C. Can't go wrong with any of those choices. Those, in my opinion, are the best girls. As you can see here, got 3 A's and the rest are B's. Like I said before, this is one of the hardest lists to actually do, because there's not a single one of them that doesn't have my heart in some sort of way, or to some degree. But the term best girl in this anime is very just up in the air. There are 3 favorites that's been changed to maybe 1, because right now Uraraka is on a roll. Don't know if you guys have seen this on the internet, but she's on a roll. People are just falling in love with her now. And to her credit, it's well deserved. She's an adorable girl. She's earned it. But that's all I got for this list, guys. Like I said, if you want me to do the rest of the girls, that we've seen in the anime, like the ones who have been around for a while, not like the girls that are in like class like 1B or whatever it is, but the girls who have had reoccurring roles, like they've come back for more than like 3 episodes. I will definitely do them, and I'll let you know what I think about them. If you want that, definitely put that down in the comment section below. Leave a like, and I'll get right on. While you're down there, also, go ahead and cast your votes on what anime I should do next. This is a really, really fun series for me. And I don't know if you guys could tell, but at the very beginning, I was kind of like reading off a script that I wrote. And then by the end, I just said, just the hell with the script. I'm just going to say what I'm thinking from my heart. But, so hopefully, this is still an enjoyable video for you. So, like I said, leave your thoughts on the list in the comments below. Tell me down below if you want me to do the rest of the girls in My Hero, and also tell me what anime I should do next. If you're new here, don't hesitate to subscribe, join the squad. We do fun videos like this, and go ahead and share this video everywhere so everyone can come back and judge me and probably roast me in the comments. Support me on Patreon if you feel so inclined, like this lovely person here. And until next video, guys, peace out.